Hi there, I got a new resin to play around with. On the iCandy website right now, they have Promise epoxy resin for 40% off. So I got the tabletop epoxy to try out, and it's very thick. It's a high viscosity, so I figured it would be good for our crackle effect. So I mixed up 9 ounces of resin. I didn't divide it evenly. I put probably 1.5 ounces, maybe 2 ounces in this cup, 1.5 in these, and left the rest in this cup. And I'll show you why as I mix it up. So this one is going to be my push or my transparent base, but I'm going to add this Eye Candy Glimmer Ghost Gold to it. Just a tad, not too much. Because I want to add some shimmer and add some gold. Because I debated actually using a gold. And then I thought, no, let's do more red, white. So this is going to be where I get in some of my gold. And it's very pretty, very subtle. Just going to make sure I scrape the sides here. So it's kind of hard to tell the golds against the stick, but it's there. It's very pretty. I'm going to go ahead and pour some in this mold. Let it start spreading while I mix up everything else. So in my first cup, I'm using Shied White. And I'm going to use a pretty good bit of it, a nice scoop on the end of my stick. And then for my colored transparent, I'm going to use this Octopus Fluids Resin Ink Strawberry. And I'm just going to use 3 drops. I just want a lightly colored transparent. And this fits with the scheme that I've got going on. And before I mix up my next mica powder, I'm going to give my mold a shot of heat, get the resin moving a little bit more and pop some bubbles. So I'm going to let the heat warm up. And then with the higher viscosity resin, you do tend to get more bubbles. All right, in my last one, I have this Senshi Red, and it's a rustier red, but I really love the color of it. About the same amount that I used for the white. All right, I'm going to put a little bit more of this in here. I'm going to give it another shot of heat. And I'm going to give it a little shove around, get it to cover the entire bottom. And because I just gave it a shot of heat, it's a little bit thinner and easier to move around. All right. I'm going to give it another shot of heat so it levels out pretty fast. think I need just a tad more of resin in the mold. It was staying pretty low on those spots where I moved it around. So I just needed to throw a little more in. There we go. All right. Just mixing again, making sure it's all combined. And I'm going to add about half of the white. Then about half of the red transparent. And then about half of the red. Now I'm going to get some more of this. And I'm going to add the rest of the white. The rest of the red transparent. The rest of the red mica. And then a little bit of what's left of this goldy transparent. And then let's give it a little shot of heat because I did introduce a lot of bubbles with the way that I poured that really fast. Got it turned down a bit. All right, so I have some bits ready. I have these, they're pretty much the same color. This might be a little bit redder, so I think we're gonna go with the little bit redder one. Pop them in what I think the center is. Let's get out the measuring tape. Let's see how we're doing. So it's a 7.5. So I need between the 3.5 and 4. So I need to come over just a tad this way. All right, now let's do this way. That actually looks pretty good. The stones are kind of in with the red, so I can't really see them great, but I think that's a good sign that we're going the right direction. All right, now I'm going to wait about 10 minutes. I'll give it another shot of heat just to make sure I have no big bubbles in the back. And then we'll just come together when it's time to unmold it. Hopefully we got something really cool. See you then. All right, we're back to see how this worked out. I always peek at this side and I really can't tell. I do see a white ring, but then I don't see any white here. The resin is really heavy, so I don't know. I don't know what we got. We'll see. I do like the edge. All right, and the moment of truth. Oh, wow. I do like this. There's not a lot of white in the center, but this edge is super, super cool. There's not a lot of variance in color here, but I actually like it a lot. That came out really cool. You know what? I'm gonna try my angels today and see how they work with this. or maybe my bow mold, because I think that looks really cool. The Crackle is fabulous.